There we go. How's the audio right now? Seems like we're all good. Cool. Wait, was it this scene that I was having audio issues in? It was. Oh, right. I had to do different audio just for a few quick matches. It was very weird. Alright, let's see if that's fixed when I go back to that game. What's up, Dave? What's up? Oh god, I'm hitting everything. Alright, give me one sec, Alright, I think this is my first stream back? Definitely my first stream back since Supernova. Did I stream between Evo and Supernova? I don't think I did. Let me double check. I'm curious now. I would be shocked if I did, because I was exhausted. We're finding out quick. Finding out. Did I stream it all between Evo and Supernova? Yes, I did. I talked about Galvin, and I streamed a few quick matches, and that was it. I did one stream. So it's been a bit. It's been a hot minute. Audio's good? All right. The only issue with audio was that a few quick matches didn't work last time, which I want to stream again. I don't know if I'll have time in this stream or not, so that's why it's not in the title or anything. But if I do, hopefully the audio works this time. If not, I remembered what my workaround was. 1 second. Deciding the best and worst designed characters in Platform Fighters. Platfighters is fine. Good afternoon, chat. Yes, thank you, Trevor. Why is only Twitch chat popping up right now? Go live and, well, okay, it's just, it'll reconnect. It'll connect. Azumi and Lucy are coming out this week. I know Lucy is. Who's Azumi? I'm assuming Azumi's from a game I don't know. Or that I just don't follow, at least. Give me 1 sec. There we go. Izumi's from Uni too? Well, that would explain it, because I have never followed Uni. YouTube.com/adwisely. There we go. I have made my social media posts. Or I guess I have crafted them. I have not hit the post button yet. This is just the wrong Twitter account. What just happened? Macro. There we go. It's like, that's not the person that I'm stealing this content from. She looks so cool, very reminiscent to Dizzy. Interesting. All right. I mean, I'm happy for the Uni fans. I can only keep up with so many fighting games at once. Is Macro on Blue Sky? the macro. There we go. Bam. There we go. All right. The worst design character in a platform fighter has to be Min Min. I'm so sorry to tell you. There's no way it's Min Min. There's no way it's Min Min. I think that worst design character in a platform fighter has a lot more to it than just aggravating to fight against. I think we are going for like character personality, how well they fit the original IP, if there is an original IP, where they fit in like the roster, all of that different kind of stuff. Gods of Explosion from Slap City. Yep. So giving it a sec, but we're actually okay. Dope. It's pulling up YouTube chat now. I will actually be watching 2 different videos while we're doing this, both from Macro, friend of the channel. Macro is a mainly like Apex Legends, has done stuff with Marvel Rivals, tends to do a lot of like hero shooters. But I was in his video talking about Rivals 2 as like the guest person to like teach him how to play the game. And he really likes platform fighters, just on a much more casual basis. And it was like 2 weeks ago? How long ago was this? 3 weeks ago. Put up a video called The Worst Design Character in Every Platform Fighter. And then a little bit before that, about 2 months ago, made the best design character in every platform fighter. So my goal, and I literally talked to him about this and was like, hey, I want to do this. Are you okay with it? We're going to be watching his videos, just figuring out like what his rules were for why certain characters made it and why they didn't make it. And then coming up with our own list. And he's like, yes, that'd be super sick. Please do, because you have experience from the competitive side that I don't. So that's what I want to do today. It's going to be a shorter stream. I can only stream for like 2 hours. So if we do finish up, I might play a few quick matches or Rivals 2. So, but this is the big thing I want to do today. We're going to be watching this video, talking about it as a chat. One second. I can't hear myself in my ears, and I know I should be able to. Is that better? No, that's worse. I just made my entire volume quieter. That's not what I meant to do. I want the mix to be better, so I can hear myself a little bit more. Yeah, there we go. That's how I can tell if I'm actually, like, going through correctly. Character design gaming? Yes, I am playing the character design video game. Min Min's not fun, but not bad to compare to a lot of alt characters. Yeah, I think if we're just talking about worst designed characters, there's so many. Like, I would put... Oh, man, this is the question of, like, do we think Steve is a good or bad design? Competitively, he's a mess. But as far as following how Minecraft works, he's impeccable. What do you think is the best and worst designed characters in a few quick matches? That seems hard to tell, because there's only 3 of them. I'll wait till they get 8 characters, maybe even 5, before I'm willing to throw that on the list. I also can't remember what games Macro included in his video, because there are... I know it had Rivals, I know it had Multiverses. I don't remember if Smash was split up into all of the Smash games, or just one thing. I'm down to throw PM in there. Like, there's a few different things that I'm going to make for our version as well. Designed as a multifaceted charm. Yeah, exactly. I think I want to see what Macro chooses. I watched one of the videos, and I explicitly didn't watch the second one because I wanted to watch it live on stream. But, like, if I remember right, there is, you know, how well does the character function? How fun are they to play as? How annoying are they to fight? But also things that are like, how unique is this character? Is it just the 129th Shoto in a traditional fighter? Wow, wisely streamed. Yeah, it's just been a long time because I did only one between Evo and Supernova, and then I literally got home from Supernova. I flew out at 6 in the morning because of time zones. I landed at like 8:30, and then I went into work the same day. And I was exhausted. So this is genuinely, I meant to stream earlier in this week, and I just was like, I can't force myself to do this right now. I need to sleep. I need to rest. I've still been working on stuff off stream. In fact, I wanted to go live like an hour ago, but I was messaging folks for some event stuff that I'm trying to do, and some partnerships, but also like getting all of the footage uploaded that I took at Supernova and things like that. Ganondorf's one of the worst designed characters. I think Ganondorf definitely is up there. I want to start with best designed characters, just because that's the video he made first. So let's start with the first video. We'll do best designed characters, come up with our own list, then worst designed characters, come up with our own lists. Mockrock also is a great video discussing it. I think Mockrock's might be based on the same video, too. But, no, I literally DM'd Macro and I was like, hey, I don't know how you feel about people reacting to your stuff. And he's like, yes, please do it. Please watch my video. Yes, do that. It's like, okay, got it. He didn't actually beg me that way, but it was definitely like, yeah, I'm super down for that. Why wouldn't I be? Fox ult. I don't, because we've been talking about best and worst, I don't know which one you mean that for. Am I like really red in the camera right now? Oh, I might have changed my ISO when I was filming at Supernova. Am I like super red in the camera, or is that just my monitor? I may have changed my lighting at Supernova. Does this look normal? This looks normal enough. I might just need to fix it for a future video. Although this probably will be a video, so, you know, say la vie. I don't look like devilishly red. I don't look like I'm evil or like I'm having a heat stroke. I also am just warm, so that could totally be it. Fox, I think, is really well designed. Yeah, I have a feeling that I'm going to be leaning a bit more competitively minded than Macro does. There's characters that I have a very hard time separating how they perform casually versus how they perform competitively. So I'm going to be going with the way that characters ended up, not the way that characters were intended. That seems like a game plan for me. Also, yes, hello everybody. I was at Supernova. I did not as much commentary at EVO, but I definitely lost my voice earlier than at EVO. Hope you're doing well. What's up, Bad Jokes? I did film a game show at Supernova. I need to record some like VO for like the intro and that kind of stuff, and I'm very excited for you to do that. To see that, not to do that, whatever. Saw you on Coney Fest? I did! I was at Coney Fest. I DM'd Coney like a couple days before and then was like, yo, I don't know if you need commentary for this, but I would love to do commentary for this. And he's like, I have a couple people that I've like paid to be there, but it's gonna be open couch and you're super like, you are totally welcome to hop on if there's a game you know, or if you just think it would be fun. And I was like, yes, I'll do that for sure. And so I hopped on and then found out that it was Time Splitters 2, something I have never played before. And then No Mercy, which I have played before, but it's bad. So that was very fun. Melee Kirby contender for worst kit just does not work. No Mercy was so funny. I was losing my mind. At one point, the people just like could not figure out how to do any of the finishers. So we just saw like 12 like crotch shots with the knee in a row. Very slow animation. And then the person would just do a jig above them because they couldn't figure out the finisher move. And then they would do it again. And Cody and I slowly lost our minds after like 10 of them. It was great. I'm super down to do stuff like that more often. I love like working with other people and collabing and that kind of stuff. Oh no, not The Rock. The Rock versus The Rock. Also one of the matches that didn't have The Rock in. I think it was cut out of his video, but we discovered that all of the signs in the audience just still say The Rock. They really assumed that somebody was gonna play The Rock, I guess. All right. Let's watch this video. Like I said, we are gonna watch the best designed character in every platform fighter, and then the worst designed character in every platform fighter. Both of them by Macro, friend of the channel. Between each of them, I'm gonna be making our own list for, we're gonna watch and talk about his definition, and then I'm gonna take that and come up with my own version of this, coming from someone who is much more into the competitive scene, knows these characters in and out on that level instead of only casually. All right. Oh, it's not here. One sec. It never shows up correctly. Not the way I think it will. Bam. Nope, that's the wrong one. There we go. Are you jumping for each one, like one good, one bad? I don't think so. Because then I'd have to watch both videos and then make my own list fully. I think it would make more sense to make 2 videos. Or not 2 videos. I think it makes sense to watch the best designed one, make my own list afterwards, watch the worst designed one, make my own list. Right? That makes the most sense to me. I think I'd rather start with worst and then go best, but the best one started first, and so I think he references it. Thrice Climbers? Yeah, Thrice Climbers are in this game. Or in one of these games. All right, music going away. Talk to us, Macro. Let me double check that my audio is fine when this starts up.
There's actually a...
Oh God, it's loud. It's very loud. Macro, I'm turning you down a little bit. Just a little bit.
Surprising amount of platform fighting games out there. And while a lot of them are heavily inspired by Super Smash Bros.
Do I need to turn Macro down still? I remember I really messed with audio because I could not get a few quick matches to work. Let's try this.
There's actually a surprising amount of platform fighting games out there. And while a lot of them are heavily inspired by Super Smash Bros.
In this? Nickelodeon, yeah. Brawlhalla, Multiversus Rivals. If you use Brawlhalla, I just won't know how to do that. I won't know how to do that one. Little loud? All right, I'll turn it down just slightly.
There's actually a surprising amount of platform fighting games out there. And while a lot of them are heavily inspired by Super Smash Bros., a lot of these games also brought some unique stuff to the table, especially when it came to their character design. And since in the past, I've covered the best designed character...
Like I said, Macro loves platform fighters, but is mainly a, like, hero shooter. He's done Deadlock stuff. He's done Apex. I think he started with Overwatch. He's doing Marvel Rivals. But I know he's still a big fan casually of platform fighters. So that's, like, this would be like if I made a hero shooter thing, where it's like, I know the competitive scene, Genji for best. I don't know if he put Genji in best or if this is just for the thumbnail. Because this is the thumbnail that he made. It could be clickbait. I don't know.
In hero shooters, I thought, why not do the same thing, but for my second favorite genre of games, platform fighters. So without further ado, let's talk about the best designed characters in every single platform fighting game. Now, obviously, Super Smash Bros. Is going to take a big chunk of this video, and I didn't think it'd be fair to just talk about Super Smash Bros. Ultimate.
Okay, good. I couldn't remember. It's been like 2 months since I've seen this. I couldn't remember if he split Ultimate, if he split Smash up into like Ultimate and Melee and whatever, which is good because there's characters that have fundamentally changed, or characters that I think fit the engine of one way better than they fit the engine of the other.
So I'm actually going to be talking about the best designed characters in every single Smash game.
I'm down.
All five of them. But so this video doesn't just feel like Smash Bros the whole time, I'll spread out the Smash Bros between every other game, okay? So first, let's start...
Smash 4 Marth Easy? Wouldn't that be Brawl Marth? I thought Brawl Marth was like the origin of that. That's in my mind, at least. Although maybe you could argue that Smash 4, like, Marth was the culmination of it.
With the OG. Smash 64 had a very small roster, and at the time, Masahiro Sakurai didn't really know that he struck gold with this game. It wasn't even going to be a crossover game. It was just going to be a fighting game with generic fighters and stuff.
Wasn't it like Dragon like something, not Dragon Punch, like DP. Wasn't it like Dragon Fighter something? It was in Smash Remix, which we played a bit ago.
Instead, they decided to use Nintendo IP, and lo and behold, Super Smash Bros. Was born. And some of these characters are so iconic to this day. So even though there's very few characters in this first game, there are a few honorable mentions. Our first honorable mention is Samus. Samus was the first zoner type.
Do I agree? I mean, yes, first zoner type. Okay, I'll hear him out.
Character ever made, and the charge beam where you hold it and then you can use it later with the little blinking. That is a staple.
That was a first. You got the charge beam. You only had that, and you had the giant punch from DK were the first moves that you like charged and you hit. Wrong, she's non-functional. Okay, well, you're cutting out half the characters then. If you're arguing that a character is non-functional in 64. They're non-functional on a competitive level. That doesn't mean that they're non-functional.
To this day for characters that have charge beams. And I think that design was just super important. Now, obviously, I think this iteration of Samus isn't the best version, but I really liked how Smash 64 had a simplified version of Samus. Our final honorable mention has got to be Ness. Nobody knew who Ness was because Earthbound never made it to America, but I think...
Burn me at the stake, maybe. I was thinking about Ness for my choice for 64. I need to think about this more. It is probably the fact that I'm biased because Ness was my main in 64 as a kid, but Ness felt like he had a whole moveset, where a lot of the other characters were just like hit the person that way. The fact that you could do PK Thunder into yourself and it had a secondary function that I had to discover as a child blew my mind.
Most people really enjoyed him in this game. When you unlocked him, you're like, who is this kid? And then you see that he has a home run bat, and you're like, I want to play as this kid exclusively. And I think having this really weird recovery taught a lot of players how to get good at the game at a young age. But no, I do think that the best design character in Smash 64 has got to be Kirby. Kirby is an ingenious design. It's unfortunate because from this point on, Kirby doesn't really change that much throughout the franchise, but initially being this cute little round ball with extra jumps was OP. Kirby was simultaneously a meta pick while also being very beginner friendly. Every single person knows how to down B with Kirby. But the most ingenious design choice that Sakurai came up with Kirby was introducing his suck mechanic, which gave him the special...
He might be right. Literally, you sold people on the concept of Smash Bros. By like, yo, Kirby can have hats from everybody. Ooh, this is a good choice. I almost don't want... Should part of my rules be I have to choose a different character than Macro did? I don't think it's Kirby. I'm thinking about it more. Kirby's a good choice, but I think Kirby's an HM for me.
Abilities of whoever he decided to suck. And that has stuck from here on out. And I don't think any other game has really went all in on giving a single character every single character's abilities, including DLCs in the future. So while I do think they could have improved upon Kirby in future iterations, this particular iteration of Kirby in Smash 64 is iconic. And I think almost every single person, even people that don't play games, recognize this pink blob for the menace he was in this game.
I think I might... If you're doing Falcon, I think I'd go with his Melee iteration. He feels much more complete in Melee. He didn't have knee before Melee. He didn't have... Like... He had Raptor Boost. What am I thinking of? No, Raptor Boost is side B. What is down B called then? Falcon Kick. He didn't have Raptor Boost. He didn't... I don't think you can give best design character to Falcon until he gets knee. Okay, I'm thinking Ness for 64, but we'll go over all of them when we get to the end.
Is dead now, but that doesn't mean that they didn't have really cool and original ideas for their characters. So here's some honorable mentions. The first one has got to be LeBron James. They turned what was going to be a joke character like LeBron into a very interesting and dynamic character. The basketball mechanic that he has is absolutely insane.
Wait, which multiverses? I think you have to rate them as a whole. And I do think Multiverses was a game with interesting characters and then terrible engine and mechanics, so... On the outset, LeBron would be my pick right now. I was not going to put LeBron for HM. I would have had LeBron as my actual pick.
And it's easily one of the most unique characters ever designed in any platform fighter. And come on, you can't be mad. You're playing as the GOAT. There's going to be some NBA fans down there that are not happy with that statement. My next honorable mention is Jason Voorhees. Jason Voorhees could have easily not fit in this game, being, you know, a serial killer character. But somehow they took a lot of his iconic things that he does in the movies into a cohesive and really fun moveset that isn't just him slashing people all the time. Because
I basically stopped playing by the time... Not basically, I had stopped playing by the time Jason came out. He was just jab. He was more... Again, Savi, you were talking about only the competitive scene right now. I will be factoring in competitive play for sure. But saying that he's only jab is... Multiverses was only jab. That's every character. Every character could start all of their combos from jab. So saying that one character can't do that is like, well, I don't know what to tell you. That was just how the engine worked.
That would be kind of boring. Like, the fact that he lifts up a bed and smashes it in half is like, come on, that's so funny. He has a command grab where he grabs you with a sleeping bag. The reference is great, but it's also just a cool move. My final honorable mention is the Powerpuff Girls. You'll see that I have a bit of a soft spot for characters that are multiple characters at the same time. And the Powerpuff Girls...
I mean, I have a soft spot for that too, but this was just... They just became like... They had like 4 different infinites.
In my opinion, worked surprisingly well, playing as Blossom, Buttercup, and Bubbles at the same time. It worked like magic. But no, I think that the best designed character in Multiverses has got to be Tom and Jerry. Tom and Jerry is a full-on zoning character with a wide arsenal of projectiles at their disposal. But what makes their moveset so cool is that every single thing that Tom is doing is to attack Jerry, which is very in theme for their characters. As you know, Tom is always trying to stop Jerry, and Jerry never gets stopped. So every single thing he's doing, smacking people, throwing a fishing rod, throwing the balls, everything that he does is to actually hurt Jerry. And he's...
Yeah, a duo character where your whole thing is to fight your other team, your teammate, and inadvertently hit the other person. Such a good idea. I'll need to look at a Multiverses character roster before I do this one. Before I put my own spin on this one.
Accidentally hurting you, the opponent. And I think that's very faithful to a character like this.
I think I'm going
just
for
glad
LeBron
that the developers
right now.
were very creative when it came to giving movesets to characters that didn't seem like they would be good fighters. Unlike a character like Shaggy, which he just became like Ultra Instinct Captain Falcon. It was funny like the first time, but then it got old pretty quick.
Shaggy was a bad, like,
now, when it comes to Smash Bros. Melee, a lot of new characters were introduced, and a lot of characters from the last game were also updated. I will be giving honorable mentions or shoutouts to characters that have drastically improved from previous iterations. For example, an honorable mention has got to go to Melee Fox. Melee Fox is probably the best character in this game, and he introduced people to the concept of spacies. And even though Fox never actually fought outside of his spaceship in his games, Sakurai came up with one of the most iconic movesets that fits very well for a character like Fox. Now, my next honorable mention has got to be Sheik. The only reason Sheik isn't my...
I was thinking Fox, Falco, in which case I had to decide between the species, or Sheik right now, because I think Sheik is just such a fundamentally well-designed fighting game character. And I like the transition between Sheik and Zelda as a, like, on like the casual side. But I think Sheik just became such a well-designed character. You think his pick is Marth? I think his pick is Falcon, if I remember right. Because for literally the reasons we said before.
Pick is because Sheik's...
I think Melee Marth is dope, but... I can say, like, I think Marth has been done better in other games, or that swordsman style. You either get the Brawl iteration where it's, like, just it's way different, or you get things that are like Clarin, or, like, every other fighting game that has a sword fighter character, or every other platform fighter that has a sword fighting character. I don't think I can give it to Marth.
unfortunately attached to Zelda, and Zelda is kind of poorly designed. Sheik is very similar to Fox in that technically there really is no gameplay of Sheik in The Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time, and yet they cooked super hard with this awesome ninja character. A ninja character that has inspired future platform fighting characters like Greninja and Rano from Rivals of Aether. Sheik is just tight. Our next honorable mention is Peach. They turned this princess into a
right, the first float character. Oh man, Peach would be a great choice. Okay, let me think.
pretty strong character in this game. At the time, the floating mechanic was very unique and very fitting for Peach. Her ability to pull up turnips and every now and then pull up a bomb was like so mind-blowing. And they just turned an otherwise passive character in the Mario series into kind of a badass. And our final...
You're gonna say Peach is a joke? Peach doesn't fit her games well outside of floating, but I think Peach is a very well-designed character. Accidentally making a phenomenal float character, because like we had such a good chance of Peach, some character having a float and just being awful.
Honorable mention has got to be the Ice Climbers. Having the ability to play two different characters at the same time, back in the early 2000s, this should not have worked as good as it did. Yes, it did lead to some jank strategies like wobbling, which is banned in competitive Melee, but you can't deny, this team-up mechanic is so cool to this day. And very few characters from platform fighting games have been able to replicate the sauce that is the Ice Climbers. But no, my pick for the best designed character in...
I might be too close to Ices, because I literally main them. I think Ices are terribly designed in Melee. They aren't a finished character. The fact that Nana has multiple spots where she doesn't have animations or just doesn't have actions. Like, Nana can't do a side B by herself. Ice Climbers are sauceless. Now, you take that back. They've got plenty of sauce. But I don't think they were well designed. I think they are good because the engine allowed them to be good. Best designed, my character. No, I am an Ices main, and I could not put Ices down for this. I think PM Ices are way more interesting. I also wouldn't give it to Ices in PM either, though. But I think PM Ices are significantly more interesting as a character. All right.
Smash Brothers Melee.
I wasn't talking about you. I literally just joined the stream while you were talking about them. Oh, sure. No worries.
Has got to be Captain Falcon.
Yeah.
You knew it was going to be Captain Falcon. You saw the thumbnail. Captain Falcon, just like Fox, never actually exists out of his car. So his entire moveset is completely made up. His moveset, that in my opinion is arguably the most iconic moveset in all of Smash Bros. History, period. The Falcon Punch is one of the most famous moves in gaming history, and it was made up for Smash Bros. And while he did exist in Smash 64, I think in Melee, we finally got his perfect iteration.
Yeah, that's what I was saying too. I think to this day, people that don't know Smash at all know about Knee, they know about Falcon Punch, they know about everything else, even though he is so much worse or more boring in like Smash 4 and all. I want to give this to like a Spacey or Sheik, but I have a hard time arguing against Falcon for this. You think Little Mac and Alt? I think Little Mac in 4 is even worse. One of the worst design characters because he just strictly encourages camping. I can see that. I could see that for sure. We're doing best designed, and then he has another video that's about worst designed, and then we're gonna go over that too. But after we watch the best design, I'm gonna pause and I'm gonna make my own list as well.
His Raptor Boost side special, his extreme combo game, and of course, his very iconic knee. God, the knee! Mwah! Captain Falcon is one of the coolest and one of the most hype characters in Super Smash Bros. And I do think at this point, Captain Falcon is a Super Smash Bros. Character, more than he is an F-Zero character. And
that's also true. I don't know if I can argue with this. Because like, I want to say Sheik, because I think Sheik is just a phenomenally designed fighting game character. Or I want to say like Fox or Falco for inventing Spaceys. But I don't know if I can disagree with the Brawler. Oh, this is going to be real hard. Getting to Melee when we get to this is going to be real hard. Okay.
I think most people are okay with that. Show your moves! As many of you know, I didn't really enjoy the original Nickelodeon All-Stars Brawl. It was just kind of a mess of a game, even more so than Multiverses. And they did fix a lot of the issues with a sequel, which I'll talk about later, obviously. But now let's talk about some of the good designs in the original game, because there are mostly duds in this one. I gotta give an honorable mention to Nigel Thornberry. I think even including Nigel Thornberry was kind of wild. But they made him into a fun joke character with a Jigglypuff rest ability that can just instantly kill, and that's just a fun time. Same thing with our next honorable mention, Hugh Neutron. Hugh Neutron is also just a joke character, but come on, the ability to play as Hugh, and you can throw pie, and he has his ducks. Oh, Jimbo, I'm gonna send you to the Shadow Realm. But I do think the best designed character from the first Nickelodeon All-Stars Brawl is CatDog, and I'm honestly kind of disappointed that CatDog didn't make it into the sequel. I like that
CatDog wasn't in the sequel? What? He was horribly designed at launch? Yeah, but that's what I remember being really cool while being horribly designed. I think almost every Melee character is well designed, even the ones that don't function. They're just too fun to play. Yeah, for sure, for sure.
Cat and Dog had two different types of moves. And just the fact that he's essentially double-sided is always so weird and creates a lot of cool mix-ups. It's a wiener dog-shaped fighter with a lot of really fun references to what is honestly a very underrated show. So while I don't think this game was really that good, CatDog, in my opinion, was easily the best part about that game. Now for Nickelodeon All-Stars Brawl 2, they really upped the game. The game felt significantly more polished. All the original characters from the first game that made it back had completely overhauled movesets that felt way better and way less janky. Especially for Avatar Aang, because in the first one he was kind of bad. In this one,
I hated how dirty they did the Avatar characters in one. Ugh. I think I'm underestimating how cool Sheik is since I like her a lot more in later games. Oh, wait, you're kind of right. I don't want to use the same character from two different games, even if they play differently. But I think you're right that, like... Huh. Like, I think one of the iterations with Bouncing Fish is just significantly better. Just, like, as an overall character. No. No, I think you might be right. I think you might be right. Because I also have to think that through, is that I don't want to use the same character twice. That and Slap City are both peak TMU gameplay-wise. If he doesn't have Slap City on here, I'm going to add Slap City and PM to my list, if he doesn't have it in here.
When he's a lot cooler. My first honorable mention has got to be the Angry Beavers. People in the comments are going to be like, you know how you get into Macro's favorite design characters? Just be two characters. No, it's not that simple. There's plenty of characters that are two ofs. This one just works really well. The movement is really cool. Swapping between the different beavers is great. And I think it showcases the show really well. A show that I grew up on and really enjoyed. And my final honorable mention is Invader Zim. In the original Nickelodeon All-Stars Brawl, Zim was fine. A lot of his moveset did carry over, but I think the best part about his moveset now is the fact that Gur acts as kind of a puppet for him mid-battle, kind of similar to how Rosalina and Luma works. And I've
actually heard really good things about Invader Zim in this game. I know Sego played Invader Zim. If he says Pyramithra and ult, we'll know. Chain is funny, much to think about. True.
I think that's very fitting. Gur is his little minion guy, and he's probably one of the funniest characters from the show. So having him work like this in the game was a very smart and very genius touch for a character like Invader Zim. But in actuality, I do think that the best designed character in Nickelodeon All-Stars Brawl 2 is SpongeBob. In the first game, he was kind of forgettable. But in this game, every single one of his moves is a reference to this beloved show. From his neutral air to his up special, every single thing is like basically a meme. Not because he's a meme character, but because SpongeBob is just that iconic. And I just feel like they captured his essence perfectly. So yeah, if you've never played Nickelodeon All-Star Brawl 2...
I was thinking Garfield, but that's just because I really love the idea of having both Fox and Falco in the same character. I'll need to look at this one. This one I'm going to have the least to say about.
It's definitely an upgrade from the first game, which isn't saying that much, but if you're a fan of Nickelodeon at all, I think you'll enjoy this game a lot more than the first one.
Okay, my bets for Brawl are either ZSS or Marth. It's got to be ZSS or Marth, right? Aegis is the melee Sheik of ult? No, it's not. That's Cloud. Cloud is the melee Sheik of ult. Tell me I'm wrong. Absolutely tell me I'm wrong. See? You can't. You can't. There's no way it's Aegis. You're not doing a duo character that you swap between.
Super Smash Bros. Brawl introduced a lot more characters to the Smash Bros. Series. A lot of the ones they introduced had kind of mixed design choices, but there are some bangers in this game. Our first honorable mention has to be Pokemon Trainer. The ability to swap between 3 different characters mid-battle is awesome. However, unfortunately in Brawl, the Pokemon can get tired, and that was just really dumb, Sakurai. And that's why they're just an honorable mention. Our next honorable mention has got to be Wario. They turned a guy who was just bad Mario into his own thing. He's grosser, he farts, he bites, he has a bike. They really went all in on the WarioWare vibe, and I'm absolutely here for it. I also think the way that they animate his hits is very smart vibe, and he bites, he has a bike. They really went all in on the WarioWare vibe, and I'm
Fix your green screen. Macro.
absolutely here for it. I also think the way that they animate his hits is very smart, making his hand get like stupid huge or his head get stupid huge.
Wait.
He's just...
How did... You can't hear me over the guy. How did he get louder? I turned the volume down. It looks like it's back up again. What happened?
A very goofy and very cartoonish character that fits very well in this game. But no, my pick for Super Smash Bros. Brawl has got to be Diddy Kong. I always had a soft spot for Diddy Kong because I really do like Diddy Kong racing, and I have a soft spot for Rareware in general. Diddy Kong is just a lot more unique and more fun than his uncle Donkey Kong. He's got the peanut guns, he's got the banana projectile that you can use for really cool combo games, the jetpack, the hat. He just goes full-on monkey mode, and I'm here for it. But I really do think that the combo game that his simple banana provides is absolutely insane. And to this day, Diddy Kong is one of the most enjoyable characters to watch people play at the highest level.
I know that game.
So while I could talk about both Rivals of Aether 1 and 2, eventually every single character from the first game will make it into Rivals of Aether 2, and in my opinion, most of the best characters are already in Rivals of Aether 2. And trust me, almost all the designs are really solid, but here are the standout ones. My first honorable mention is Orcane. Orcane's puddle mechanic...
When I do this, do I separate 1 and 2? But then I would only want to choose the characters that haven't made it in 1. And like Hodan is really the only one that I would... Hodan's really the only one that I would like pick from 1 that isn't in 2 already. I'll think about it.
Is absolutely mind-bogglingly genius. It's one of the most unique recoveries in all of platform fighting, period. Finding a really good Orcane can be absolutely annoying, but that's the point. He's like a trickster type character. My next honorable mention is Crag. Crag also has one of the coolest and most unique recovery mechanics, building a pillar of rocks out of nowhere to recover. On top,
you feel like there's some decent differences? I think we think there's decent differences because we are so lost in the sauce. But I also disagree, and I think I much more like fighting against Clarendon too. Playing against Clarendon when I can shield feels so much nicer.
But that he has the ability to create his own rocks and just is a really fun heavyweight character who is also competitively viable. And all of that is usually pretty difficult to pull off. But in my opinion, the best designed character in all of Rivals of Aether is easily Forsburn. Forsburn is just one of the coolest looking characters you've ever...
Yeah, I can't argue with that. I think Forsburn's going to be my #1 pick too. No other character in any other platform fighter has done the smoke and dagger thing. No one else has done deception. He's so unique. No one else has done a, like, if you move into here, I have fog of war. Like, he's so different.
Seen. The skull face, the cool cape, he's just badass looking. But 2, his actual moveset is so crazy genius. He has the ability to create clones of himself while also completely obscuring himself within his own smoke. And he can capture all of his own smoke to create a stronger clone or just explode into a humongous...
Like, they explicitly said that the patch that introduced Claren and Rana was the melee patch because they wanted to add Marth and Sheik to the game.
Burst option. In general, Rivals of Aether absolutely cooks when it comes to their original designs. They don't have any IP to base anything off of, so when they come up with stuff like Forsburn, Orcane, and Crag, It's genuinely impressive. And I'm looking forward to when they finally add new characters to this game, because right now all we have is what, Fleet and Loxodon?
And now we got Galvin. Give him a month. Oh God, after a month and a half. That character is going to be so mean.
So hopefully we get a brand new original banger coming up soon. Seriously, play Rivals of Aether, it's so slept on.
I love that Macro loves Rivals, by the way. The fact that he's like, yeah, I like platform fighters pretty casually, and then is like, Rivals 2 is the best platform fighter is so funny to me. I've been talking to Macro actually about doing some other stuff that hopefully I'll be able to announce soon, but one of them, I know that I've mentioned, I can talk about it a little bit. I've wanted to do I know I've talked about doing like a workshop character game jam. And I really want Macro to be one of the guest judges for that. I think Macro being one of the guest judges for a platform fighter game jam, to have like someone who's plugged in but on a casual level, but also knows what he's talking about, would be a great addition to like me and probably like another competitive person. Claren's really cool, and I'm glad she's able to differentiate herself from Marth. I like Claren more, but also I would have a hard time giving it to a character that is so derivative of another character. I feel like Raymer from Rushdown. I mean, I also feel the same way about Afi and Galu from Rushdown, or from Icons. I don't know how they were in Rushdown.
Super Smash Bros. For the Wii U added a ton of characters, including DLC, and a lot of the DLC are pretty solid. Like, you can't get mad about Ryu. He's like literally ported from Street Fighter, and I think that was awesome. Another honorable mention would have to be Pac-Man. Somehow they turned Pac-Man, the guy that just, you know, chomps
Macro,
things, into a very fleshed out zoner character that represents the Atari era of gaming very well. My next honorable mention is Shulk. Shulk has probably one of the most deep move pools, because you have
and this is where the casual side comes in, because I don't agree with any of these. I think that Pac-Man and Shulk are a mess. That's fine. But I see Shulk and I'm just like, oh my God, you're turning. Have you guys seen the Dewan post about like, what the fuck is Shulk doing? Let's see if I can find it. It's so funny. From Shroomed? God, I haven't thought about Shroomed in forever. That's crazy. Shroomed isn't... Okay. There we go. This post.
all the different
Nope. God, this is so funny to me. Went 1 and 2 in Smash. Shulk just changes colors, and I have no idea what the fuck is happening. Hey, Macro. Yeah, I'm doing it today because I suddenly was like, I have 2 hours to stream. This is what I think about every time I see Shulk. I think Shulk is... Macro, we are on the first character that... I just saw Coney's post below. That's also great. This is one of the first where I'm like, I fully disagree with your honorable mentions as a competitive player. All the other ones, I was like, ooh, I don't know if I can disagree with this. There is something in the water of Smash 4. I'm gonna, you know what? There we go. I just love this post so much. Mega Man? I was thinking Mega Man for my pick. We'll see. We're watching all of the video first before I do my picks. And then I also might add in a couple games that you didn't cover, Macro. Because I don't remember if you talk about Slap City, and I want to do PM because I love PM. All right, anyways. Enough with this very good post from Shroomed. There we go.
arts, and I think that alone makes him a very fun and unique character to play as. I think theoretically, at the highest level, Shulk should be the best character in any game he's in. It's just really hard with all the different Monados, you know?
No,
and my last honorable
no.
mention would have to be Villager. I just think Villager is really funny. Animal
Please do PM view for sure can cover. Oh, I'm just taking your video as a like springboard for all of this. I will talk about all the games you talk about, although I might need to combine NASB 1 and 2 because I just don't know those games well enough. Like, those are going to be the ones that are hard for me to be like, I just don't know the Nickelodeon All-Star Brawl 2 characters quite well enough.
Crossing is very wholesome, so we didn't want to see a guy like Villager beat people up unless it's Tom Nook. He deserves it. So the way that they actually made his moveset work was that
Yes.
he's always
I think
tripping,
Villager's a
he's
great
dropping
pick.
pots, he's shooting a playful slingshot. A lot of his moves are not like intentionally hurting people, and I think that's a lot more fitting for a game like
I
Animal
think
Crossing.
Villager's a
And he's just a
great
wholesome little
pick.
guy. But honestly, my pick for the best designed character in Smash for Wii U is easily Mega Man.
No!
When that trailer dropped, it was
Darn it, I was thinking Mega Man was who I was going to call out. Thanks for the sub, Forte. I literally was thinking about Mega Man in the back of my head. Is like, I think Mega Man, considering... I might have the same one for you on this. I fully disagree with the HMs, but...
so hype. This is the OG original Mega Man design, the little small boy version, and somehow they successfully incorporated all of his different powers that he earns throughout the original game into his moveset very smoothly. Every single move is
I remember being at a Smash 4 weekly when I used to help stream them. And somebody who didn't know the game, like, was like walking past because it was at a game store, and they literally were like, oh my god, it looks like he's playing Mega Man. It looks like he's playing, just fighting a boss character in that game, except it's the other fighter. That's amazing. I think about that a lot, because I think Mega Man's design fit the original game so well. There's a tier list maker for a design for a bunch of Platfighters. Yeah, definitely link that. I assumed that I'd be able to find one and make one myself anyways.
a really cool reference while simultaneously being very cohesive. He's just an overall extremely fun character to play as, and I think any Mega Man fan would agree they got him perfectly. Like, look at this. He's awesome.
Crash Bomber. I'm gonna have to skip Brawlhalla. I don't know a thing about Brawlhalla. I know that each character has different items and weapons. I'm gonna have to skip this game. I don't know enough about it.
So, I don't play much Brawlhalla, so I'm going to be basing this mostly purely off aesthetics and vibes. I do understand that Brawlhalla is a little bit more about the weapons than it is about the characters. The characters do have individual stats, I understand that. But since I don't play the game well enough and don't understand these individual movesets on a deep level, I did scour through the internet, went through Reddit, went through Twitter, and these were pretty consistently chosen as the most popular and best designed picks. An honorable mention is Raptor. I mean, he just looks so badass, but the reason he looks badass is because he looks like Zero from Mega Man. Like,
That's
the same.
he
Of course you
literally
think
just
he's
looks like
cool because
Zero.
Zero's
Oh, I also don't know. Okay.
cool. But the pick that I feel like a majority of people agree upon is Reno. Look at this four-armed bug cowboy. That is just such a freaking badass design. I'm a fan of Reno. Yo, throw Reno in Rivals of Aether. Throw Reno in every single platform fighter. This guy just looks so unique and so cool. I don't even play Brawlhalla and I'm already a Reno fan. Sign me up.
So you really did just go character design, and no gameplay at all. That makes sense. That makes sense. That's what... I'm going to skip it totally. I also don't know this game. This game was before my time. I mean, I remember when this was announced when I was in college, but I didn't play it. This character that looks identical to this other character is better because they reach 0.5. It's just vibes based. Yes. Sly Cooper. Me choosing the best PlayStation All-Stars character would be which game do I like the most? That's not fair if I'm doing a best game design. You never played PlayStation All-Stars? No! It came out when I didn't have a PlayStation 3. It came out and then it died so fast that I never played it.
PlayStation All-Stars Brawl is a game that mattered.
I've wanted to do a stream where I just find like an emulator and play PlayStation All-Stars against someone just to like, it feels like such a big gap in my platform fighter knowledge. It feels like such a big gap.
To me and my best friend Dom in high school because we played it all the damn time. And a lot of the character designs honestly were pretty solid. They were just held back by the game's core mechanics being stupid. They should have just copied Smash.
May have gotten caught by
my first honorable mention is Nathan Drake. Somehow they made a guy that would normally just be a pew pew Indiana Jones knockoff have one of the most unique movesets. He like kicks and shoots a barrel. He tips over like a tower, and it's so weird, but it's very fitting for Nathan Drake. And if you're a fan of Uncharted, you'll like his moveset. But I do think that the best designed character in PlayStation All-Stars Brawl was Sackboy. I miss Little Big Planet, and I'm kind of sad we haven't gotten more Little Big Planet out there. And Sackboy's moveset truly captured the essence of what made...
If it has stick figures, does it have animation? Animation Versus isn't out yet, Linja. We've had a demo that only like 7 people had access to. The game just doesn't exist yet.
Little Big Planet so fun. Sackboy was like the original Minecraft Steve because he was able to build different stuff in the middle of the battle, but it wasn't broken because nobody's as broken as Steve. And if they ever decide to reboot PlayStation All-Stars Brawl, because nobody's as was able to build different stuff in the middle of the battle, but it wasn't broken because nobody's as broken as Steve. And if they ever decide to reboot PlayStation All-Stars Brawl, I really do think that Sackboy's original moveset is very fitting and could just be carbon copied. They don't have to do anything to change it. It's
just remake All-Stars Brawl with a better physics engine and don't make it so you can only use supers to win. There. I have your game for you.
It's great.
Yeah, you do talk about Slap City.
I gotta respect Slap City because these developers ended up making Nickelodeon All-Stars Brawl. So that's really good on them. I think the entire cast deserves an honorable mention because the entire cast is just all equally and ridiculously goofy. Seriously, if you played this game, it's just absolutely bonkers. But I do think that the best designed character is the most obvious one. It's Ultra Fish Bungeon 3000. This guy is a buff fish. Is the most...
Is this an honorable mention or your pick? Wow, all the Slap City heads coming out of the woodworks. What's up, Wojo?
Obvious one. It's Ultra Fish Bungeon 3000. This best designed character, goofy. Seriously, if you played this game, it's just absolutely bonkers. But I do think that the best designed character is the most obvious one. It's Ultra Fish Bungeon.
This isn't an HM for you.
This guy is a buff fish dude. He throws dumbbells at his enemies. It's so dumb, but it's so great. I think his over-the-top ridiculous design and his really fun moveset made him really stand out in this really funny cast.
I think
this character, along with Orcane from Rivals of Aether, ended up making it to this game called...
I think it's a great choice, but I think I might give it to... I'll get there later. I'll get there later. I think he's like everyone's number 2 choice, though, interestingly enough. Maybe I'm biased, but I think Business Casual Man slaps. I think Business Casual Man goes so hard.
Framemakers, which I don't think Framemakers ever really officially came out. It was going to be like an indie platform fighting game crossover. I think a game like that...
So, this game actually did come out. Wait. I want to talk about this quick.
...of Aether ended up making it to this game called Framemakers, which I don't think Framemakers ever really officially came out. It was going to be like an indie platform fighting game crossover. I think a game like...
This game did come out and had one of the worst releases for any game I've ever heard of. I think they ran out of money. So this game came out and it's in early access, but it's been in early access for like 3 years. And I'm pretty sure in that time, they've only added like 1 character. It came out and like some characters were not finished. Like they didn't even have the animation or sprites or anything set up for them yet. The characters that were done, I heard were great. But it came out when you only have like 4 characters on release, and then those characters aren't even done, and you had terrible netcode. I just feel bad. This game could have been dope, and the release was so bad. It's just assists. Yeah, they keep adding assists. I do know that. I know it's being worked on, and I get the plight of a small dev team. By small, I mean like. I think it's like 2 people kind of thing. So this is not me ripping on it. It's just like this could have been a cool thing. And instead it was terrible netcode. And when you release with so few characters, having some of those characters also still be unfinished just feels really rough.
that had a lot of potential, but this is a really difficult genre to break into, as you can tell with the majority of these games either being dead or having like no player base. But I do think it's really cool.
The animation choice feels like a huge burden. Well, they added in Steam Workshop because they thought that Steam Workshop was going to be their big call, basically, the way that it was for Rivals 1. The problem is that because of the way FrameMakers works, it's so much harder to make a character for FrameMakers that looks good because the sprite work is so complex that people just didn't ever really put in the time the way they did for the Rivals 1 workshop. How are modders supposed to make good mods for this game when they show it's so hard to make just one character? Yeah, exactly.
That developers could make an iconic character like Ultra Fish Bungeon 3000, even if he's only famous in a niche sense. But I feel like those of you that have never seen this guy before are already like, yeah, I see it. I see the appeal.
Oh, we do have icons. All right.
Now we got Icons Combat Arena, and later it becomes Rushdown Revolt. If you've never heard about this game, I did make a whole video on both of these games a long time ago.
I liked Icons for what it was, even though I can look back and say that it was very bad and very rushed. But I never liked Rushdown Revolt. I feel
They're
like Raymer
unfortunately
or
deceased.
Offengalu are my
However,
choices.
both of these games had one really phenomenally designed character, and it was Raymer.
Okay,
This guy was
yeah.
a Cowboy Bebop-inspired platform fighting game character. And if you thought that Joker in Smash Ultimate had really cool guns, you have not seen real guns until you've seen Raymer.
Also, Joker might be my pick for Smash Ult. I think Joker is sick. Joker might be my pick for Smash Ult.
Moveset. This guy had the ability to ricochet his weapons off the floors and do some really
And
crazy
off the
combos
bottom
with
of
it.
platforms.
I think anybody that has played these games would pretty much agree that Raymer was always the best character that they ever designed because it was also the most original character they designed. A lot of the characters...
I've said before that I think the reason I liked Icons, even though it was objectively not good, is because I played one of the only characters that wasn't just like a direct clone of another character. And Raymer was the other one that wasn't like another character. I played Offengalu, who I think were super sick. I don't know if I could call them like best designed though. J Dot, thank you. Thank you for the follow. I don't know if I could call them best designed as much as I am begging to have Offengalu in a different game. Just with the new universal mechanics. Yeah, but I don't like the new universal mechanics. Yesterday, I got O2'd by 2 Jokers. I hate that character. Darn it. Well, I too bad, I guess. I guess I can't choose characters that I lost to in Rivals or in Melee. Zana. Okay, Reem, thank you.
in this game were Fox clone, Captain Falcon clone.
Yeah.
You get it. It was trying to beam Smash Bros. Melee, but nobody was asking for that.
I mean, they were. They just weren't asking for it.
Okay, finally, Smash Ultimate. Every single character from the Smash series
Okay,
at
let's
this
see.
point is in Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. And a lot of the new characters they added were fantastic. My first honorable mention has got to be the last character added,
Sora.
Sora. I'm a big Kingdom Hearts fan, and I think they did Sora justice. He's floaty, his Keyblade is awesome, he has the different magical elements to him. When you...
Maybe my problem with Sora is that he fights too much like Kingdom Hearts. Sora feels great. Sora feels exactly how you want a Kingdom Hearts character to feel. But I don't like how he feels in Smash because of that. Pokemon Trainer? I think this version of Pokemon Trainer is the best they've ever done, yeah.
Walk away. My next honorable mention is a character from Melee, Roy. Roy back in Super
sure, I
Smash
can see
Bros.
that.
Melee was kind of mid, and he kind of always was just okay. And in Smash for Wii U, he got a lot better, but in Smash Ultimate, he really feels extremely distinct from Marth at this point. The fact that he's more of a close-range sword fighter
Green
is
screen
such
had a
a
little hiccup here, my bad. Mac, I have some news for you. We were talking about that earlier, too.
strange but very welcome approach to a character like Roy. Roy is our boy. My final honorable mention is Inkling. Inkling is just such a fair character. Inkling's moveset really represents their game series very well.
Alt Inkling feels the way that I was talking about Melee. Alt Inkling feels the way that when I... Sorry, let me, say a real sentence there. Alt Inkling to me feels the way that when I was talking about Melee Sheik. of like, this is just a very well designed character. Nothing too complex. It's just like, here's my hitboxes, here's what I do. Inkling is not fair. You just said Roy is a good choice. What do you mean Inkling's not fair if you're saying that Roy is good? Roy kills you at 60. Come on. Sora felt like a multiverse character. I think Sora feels too much like Kingdom Hearts. That's why. Like, they did too good of a job.
And feels very unique with the paint mechanic. But my pick for the best designed character in Smash Ultimate has got to be Terry. Terry Bogard is from a game called King of Fighters, and his entire moveset represents that game very well. He has the Shoto mechanic where he's always going to turn towards the enemy in a 1v1 scenario, kind of like Ryu and Ken. But on top of that, he has this meter after you get
the go meter. I'm trying to figure out why you gave it to Terry over Ryu or Ken then.
It's above 100% damage that allows for him to do some of the coolest moves in the game that require specific inputs. So if you're a fighting game fan, playing a character like Terry feels very natural and very satisfying to land. Are you okay? Bust the wolf! Terry's inclusion to this game really surprised me, but he also became one of my favorite characters to play as and to watch.
That's fair, that's fair.
Okay, so that was the best design characters in every single platform fighting game. Let me know in the comments down below if you agree with my...
Also, them figuring out how to make Kazuya work in a Smash engine is wild. I agree with that. I think Kazuya is way more interesting, but I would never say is a better designed character.
My choices. Let me know who you would choose for your favorite game. Now, let me know in the comments down below if you want me to do the same exact thing, but for the worst design characters in every single platform fighting game. I think considering that a lot of these games are dead for a reason, that might be an easier video to make. But with that, I got dad duties now, so thank you so much for watching.
Congrats! I forgot. No, I didn't forget. I think last time I messaged you, I said congratulations. You're a dad now? Turns out not being able to sidestep Electric Wind Godfist causes a few issues. Yeah. Crazy that I will read EWGF and still read it as Electric Wind Girlfriend. I saw one tweet that was a meme like 2 years ago about EWGF standing for Electric Wind Girlfriend, and it has irreversibly like changed my brain. Oh, what's up, Mudo? It's based on Fatal Fury, where you can do supers at low health. Yeah. All right. People were asking for Animation Versus to be in here, but I don't think...
And I'll catch you later.
I don't think I can include games that aren't out yet. All right. Who had that link? Who had that link? Where was it sent to me? Was it on Discord? Is that why I'm not seeing it? We're going to make our best designed, and then we'll talk about worst. Start with best, and then we'll go to worst. I'm not seeing it. I think whoever linked it before, I think Automod ate it. So let's see if I can find it. Platform fighter characters? Tier list? It'd be very funny if your best designed platform fighter characters ever included characters with 2 special moves because the game isn't finished yet. Right? All right, there's a bunch of these. Okay, all major platform fighter character tier lists. Let's see which ones. Let's see which ones of these are actually updated. You dropped it in chat again. I'm still not seeing it, which means that it is definitely getting eaten by Automod. All right, let's see if one of these is the one you sent me anyways. If not, I can add my own. All right. Bam. 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 And one more. Bam. I'm going to go start laundry, be back with deeply held convictions in a bit. All right. Thank you, Wojo. Okay. Oh, this is games. That's a different tier list. Okay, this has Smash. Does this have alt? Oh, it has PM. Because there's Knuckles, so it has PM in it. Slap City. Is there anybody that this is missing? I think, I mean, it even has ABSA. I think this is a fully updated list. We'll see. Are there any games that are missing that I'm just blanking on that we talked about? Do a tier list of every character? I can't. Alt, Brawl. Oh, wait, does this have Brawl 1 and 2? It does, okay. Does it include separate ones? Yes, it does. All right. Okay, this does have Brawlhalla. This has Rivals. It has Smash Flash. This has PlayStation All-Stars. The last one didn't. Multiverses. I think this one actually has, because I wasn't going to do Brawlhalla. And I wasn't going to do... PlayStation All-Stars. So I think this works. All right. First one is better images, though. Yes. Where are Fleet and Locks on this one? Locks right here. Where's Fleet? Fleet. Right here. They're there. All right. This one has better images. So, best designed HMs. I'll do like a couple HMs. Worst designed and worst designed HMs. Do I have a reason to have another tier? I don't think so. Funniest? DMs for dishonorable mentions? True. True. I don't know if this is going to be in there, but that's the wrong one. Go back to yellow. Not funniest. What is the averagest? I'm thinking of like the character that it's like, oh, I guess you're in the game. Like, they're not awful. They're not terrible. They just are the most boring character possible. Blandest? Yes. Most forgettable? Not Mario? Ironically, it's not Mario. Lucina? Again, you're all biased. You're all biased. Lucina's not the most forgettable character. I guarantee it's a character that you forgot about. Most forgettable. We'll get... That's not how you spell forgettable, is it? All right, let's double check. Is that how I spell the word forgettable? It is. I thought that I spelled it wrong. All right, most forgettable. All right. Duck Hunt, again, you are biased. It's not Duck Hunt. All right, we're just starting with best designed. Okay, 64. I'm going to pull out characters that I'm considering for HMs. And that might be crazy. I think Yoshi's a very well-designed character in 64. I think Yoshi's a very well-designed character. My heart would also say like Fox and Pikachu, but I want to keep my rule of I can't use the same character from two different games. And if I want to save Fox for later, I think. Pikachu's the same way. I think let's consider. I don't agree with macro fully. I think the hats is the copy abilities is what could put Kirby up to best designed. But I'm just not... Oh, wait. I can put music back on now that I'm doing this. All right. I think the Kirby copy mechanic is, like, absolutely a huge best designed, like, focus. But I think the rest of Kirby is not interesting enough. I think the rest of this is just not interesting enough. He's so fundamental. It's multiple jumps, and that's about it. I want to give it to Ness. I think Ness is the most complete kit out of any character in 64. And has things like PK Thunder being able to hit yourself blew my mind in middle school. That was crazy. Like, there are characters that I think are so fleshed out already. But I do think it's part of the reason that Ness has barely changed from game to game. And, like, PK Thunder, or PK Flash being missing is... Like, that's the move that I care about the least. The only moves they really added to him were moves that I don't care about. I think Ness in 64 feels like a complete character. I can't have Yoshi and Pikachu. Let's do Yoshi. I'll narrow it down to just one later. Okay. Melee! Alright, my initial thoughts are one of the two Spaceys, Sheik, or Falcon. Where's Falcon? Falcon. I think if I do Fox or Falco, it has to be like they are for inventing the Spaceys archetype. And I think, ironically, despite Fox being like the bigger one, I think Falco with like pillars and laser shutting you down and everything else, like Shine sending you up, is a more interesting character. I would give it to Falco over Fox. I mean, I'm down for chat to tell me I'm wrong and to argue that one. Sheik is just a great fundamentally designed platform fighter character with like huge tilts and everything, but I think someone was right that I would rather give it to like Ult or Smash, like Smash 4 or Ult Sheik. Because I think Smash 4 or Ult Sheik is, with Bouncing Fish, is just so much more interesting, even though I think Sheik is a great character. So I'm going to move it down, because there's a good chance I use Sheik later. Ooh, but if I do this, I would keep Fox as the HM, right? Sheik kind of shuts down the lower half of the tier list. I'm not blaming Sheik for how bad the other characters are. Sheik also is the, like, inventor of a whole archetype. Oh, do I do Falco or Falcon? Falcon's more iconic. 100%. And I think this is the best iteration of Falcon. Because Falcon was the, like, this is the version of Falcon where you got knee for the first time. This is where you got Raptor Boost. Like, Falcon before this didn't have knee. Falcon Punch. This is where you got, like, a better stomp. Does this list distinguish Brawl from PM? I don't know. I mean, these are Brawl. You can't see my mouse, but I see Brawl, like here. And then that's Smash 4 down here, but then I saw, where was he? I saw, yeah, these are all PM versions down here. These are all PM. All right. I'm giving it to Falcon. I'm giving it to Falcon. This is the best version of Smash Falcon, and Falcon is like, Macro is right. Falcon is a character that everyone knows and is basically just everyone knows. And I bet if you asked 100 casual players what game Falcon is from, they wouldn't know what F-Zero is. I think I have to give it up. Do we want to count Smash Flash 2? No. That's just in the list. I don't have to use it. I'm gonna get rid of Yoshi here as well. We're gonna narrow it down to just 1 HM per game. I will also, do I want to say who I think is the best designed out of all of these later? Maybe, if I really want to ruffle some feathers. All right. Hey, Brawl. Who did Macro give this to again? Wario? Pokemon Trainer? Oh, no, he gave it to Diddy. He gave it to Diddy. I think Diddy was an okay choice. I almost put that in worst. I think Brawl Marth has a lot going for him. And no, I'm not doing Brawl Ganon. Where would you choose? I think Diddy is a decent honorable mention. I think ZSS is sick. I might choose ZSS for my PM character. Ooh, this is hard. This is hard. Okay, let me look through. Is there anybody else that I would give this to? No. I know some people love Brawl Falco, but I mean Melee Falco all day, every day. There's no way. I got jump scared by Bayo here. I gotta stay true. I don't think that Brawl Diddy is as good as Brawl Marth. You come back to Nessus the 64 pick? Well, you just gotta watch the video version then. Brawl Wario? I don't see it. I think the bike is interesting. I think Brawl Wario is not Brawl Wario. I think Brawl Marth is such a cool designed character. And I want to have Marth on here somewhere. I want to give it to ZSS. I might take ZSS off later if I include PM ZSS. That's my question. We'll think about this. If I do, I'll swap out for like Diddy as the HM. Okay, Smash 4. You guys are gonna hate me for this. Bayo's such an interesting character design if she was balanced. That's a gigantic if, though, so I think this is not gonna last long. That is the world's biggest if. I see a character immediately that I want to put in worst designed. I think that Smash 4, I know this is also a hot take. I think Smash 4 Mewtwo is sick. I think Smash 4 Mewtwo is cool. Why? I just don't like characters from this game, apparently. Villager actually has a cool design. I have to take Bayo out of here. I just can't. I can't. The internet can't know. If Bayo was introduced in Smash 4 or in Smash Ultimate as DLC, I think people would still be talking about how cool Bayo is. I think people would still be talking about how cool Bayo is if Bayo was introduced in Alt the way that she's currently balanced. The same with Palu. I think Palutena is a great character, but because she was introduced in 4, where she was clearly designed to use, custom moves, is just why. Oh wait, Sheik. Who else? Who else makes it? This stream is ending in 45 minutes, right? Yes, it is. It is. Hello, Saber. Rosa conceptually, right, but that's what I said about Bayo, and I don't feel honest including Bayo here. Smash 4 Greninja. I'm thinking about Smash 4 Greninja. It's weird that Smash 4 has so many HMs and just no real ones. All right. All right, I gotta narrow this down now. Oh, wait. I remember what I said. I think this is the one where I agree with... I think I agree. I think Mega Man is, like, the best design character. Mega Man feels like you are playing a Mega Man game, but also does work in the engine. I think Mega Man is phenomenal design, which means I have to take out... Who? As much as I like Mewtwo in that game, no. Okay, chat, I don't know enough about Smash 4 and Ult. I think I want to include some version of Sheik from those games so that because I like Sheik's design and I think that Sheik is better. Do I have Sheik in Smash 4 or Sheik from Ult? Greninja's cool, but is more derivative. Smash 4 Robin was the first resources character. Sheik fits better from Ult. I think I'm giving it HM to Smash 4 Sheik because I'm worried, because I know already who I want for my number 1 in Ult. I will take a look at more, but my number 1 in Ult, where are they? Oh my god, where are they? Let me scroll up. I think Joker's so sick. I think Joker's so cool. Joker's the character that I'm like, I wish Joker was in a different game that I enjoyed. I think Joker's dope, and I wish Joker was in a game that I enjoyed. Please just say Hero? Absolutely not. Hero is a character. Thoughts on HDR? I haven't been able to put enough time into it, and I can't get it to work on my computer. So, would it be crazy to say I really like how Young Link works in Ult? I really like how Young Link works in Ult. Incin? I don't think Incin is good game design. I don't think Incin is good game design. Smash 6? What are you talking about? I'm seeing characters that I want to put in bad, but we haven't even watched that video yet. Oh, wait, I said that I just like Inkling. Inkling was the way that I wanted, where I wanted to include Melee Sheik before. Revenge is one of your favorite moves in any game. You have the right to believe that. I will not tell you you're wrong, although I will heavily implicate it. I feel okay with this. I feel okay with this. All right. PM. No. I think this is by far the most complete version of Ice Climbers. I'm going to get lambasted if I include this. I think they're by far the most complete version of Ices that we've had in any game. But I think... Do I have ZSS? I do have Brawl ZSS on here. I think ZSS is a great design. Even if I don't think they're super well balanced. PM Wario shaped a generation. True. Loki think Rob? I don't think so. Wow, you all are thinking different characters. I think... Where are they? I think PM Mewtwo is so cool. I think PM Mewtwo is so cool. Wario? Wario I could also see being an HM. The problem is me saying that this is the best version of Ices we've gotten doesn't mean that they are actually HM. It just means I like them. Who else? Who else? Not Knuckles. PMDK? No, I don't think so. You can be more critical with PM? Yeah, I agree. Because it was designed to be a competitive game. I want Snake up there even. I think PM Snake is sick. I might rip PM Snake here. We'll take out Ices. Okay, Snake, Wario, and Mewtwo. PM Snake is not sick. You have been clouded by trauma. I want to include Snake, but I don't think I can. I don't think I can. Iconic maybe, but I don't think I can say best designed. All right. All right. PM Pit? I think PM Pit feels like a weird amalgam of other characters. All right, we got PM. Oh man, I might not have time to finish this stream. I might have to come back and do the best design characters later. I have a hard cut at 6 p.m. Central Time. I have a very hard cut. My D&D group will kill me. We've been trying to get our D&D game scheduled for so long. They will kill me if I stream past 6. Next stream be worse designed? You abandon everyone in this chat? Why? That's punishing them, not me. Okay, Rivals 1. Okay, Rivals 1 I'm gonna challenge myself, because I want it to be characters that aren't in Rivals 2 already. Does that make sense? It hits my numbers? You greatly underestimate my numbers. So, like, I could say that Zetterburn and Clarin are great designed characters. But I kind of am viewing characters that haven't returned yet. So you get Ori, who I think is... I know people will hate this. I think Ori is a... What if you treat Rivals 1 the way you treat 64 versus Melee? I'm just putting characters in HM until I figure out what I want to do with them. Not Shovel Knight. It's not... I think Hodan is interesting. I don't know if I can say Hodan is the best design, but at least it's a character that I think stands out. Ori's well designed, just overtuned. You think Ellie is the coolest Rivals gimmick? That has made me so much more scared to play Palm. I think Palm is sick. Palm's not the best designed. Palm is just Peach and Mewtwo combined. And I'm trying not to give it to characters that are super derivative either, although I did put Ori here, which is what if we make it Falcon Light and have a second Falcon? In terms of the overheat steam concept, oh, that part of it, sure, I could see that. I'm judging this off of characters that haven't returned yet. The Forest Dog, Sylvanas? I don't think so. I'm biased. I'm biased. But you do think it's Edalus for Rivals 1? Is 4's and Rivals 1 significantly different than his Rivals 2 version? No, it's just that I think 4's is the best design character in Rivals. So like, overall design. So that's why I don't want to choose the same character. What is HM and DM? Honorable mentions and dishonorable mentions. Because Rivals 2, I think if you're looking at best designs that aren't derivative from other characters, this is so unique. Forceburn is so unique. And then I would give it to... who do I think is better in 2 that we haven't used yet? I think Absent was cool. Maybe I'm clouded by this character. I think Olympia is so overtuned right now that it's hard for me to consider. Do I give it to Edalus, but in 2? Or maybe Fleet? For like HM, to be clear. Would that not be Rivals 1 doing Force first? Yeah, I have a rule that I'm trying not to use the same character twice. Oh, what's up? A few quick matches YouTube account. We literally talked about including your game, but it's weird to have a game that has 3 characters having to do best and worst designs in the game. Where it's like, I don't know, they're not far enough away. If the stream wasn't going long, I was going to play a few quick matches later. But in fact, I might not be able to finish the first part of the stream yet. I might need to do the worst design characters on a second stream and then do a few quick matches after that. Edalus, yeah, I think you're right. Edalus deserves having a spot because of the concept of a heavy character has changed so much. And I think Edalus is significantly better and more fun to fight in Rivals 2. All good? Yeah, it wasn't me apologizing to you. I think Edalus is significantly, like, more interesting in Rivals 2 than in Rivals 1. But that's because I hate playing against Edalus in Rivals 1, and in 2 I'm just like, yeah, that's the bear guy. I don't know if I can keep Hodan. Hodan is interesting because he's the first charge character in a platform fighter, but I don't know if that's the best designed. Do I just give it to, like, Orcane or... No, I can't do Clarin. Because Clarin's too derivative. I think I give it to Orcane for the HM and I get rid of Hodan. I don't know if I can say you invented charge characters for platform fighters is enough to, like, put you over. And I think Orcane is a much better overall designed character. I feel much better about my inclusions currently. All right. What other games do we got? Slap City. His gimmick is very Rivals-y too. Slap City, I don't... okay. Let's... I think Business Casual Man is sick. Business Casual Man bangs. Fish Bungeon. And... if this is the character I'm thinking of. This is the one that was skateboards, right? What's her name? Jenny Fox. Okay. Goddess of Explosions. She is. I just don't know as... I've not played as much Slap since she came out. Why is Ori so well designed? Ori is super interesting because Ori is a, like, different take on a duo or puppet character. Because Sign follows you 6 seconds later, no matter what you're doing. Or not 6 seconds later, I forget how many seconds later. I think the Sign and the way that they took Ori from a character that literally doesn't fight in Ori and the Blind Forest, that doesn't have any attacks. It's not 6 seconds. I think it might be 5 or 3. I'd have to double check. But the fact that Ori has been, like, full moveset has been translated from a game that didn't have fighting, because Ori didn't have fighting until Will of the Wisps. It's more like 1 second. It might be. I think it might be 60 frames, which is why I was thinking 6 seconds or something. I don't know. But the fact that Sign follows you and is usable, also has team-up stuff. They made like a Falcon-style fast character, but you have to combo into Bash, which is done so... I think Bash by itself is such an interesting move. The fact that you have a command grab that you can angle no matter where you are is so cool. I think the fact that you can throw Sign and then bash Sign and has, like, Ori's movement is amazing. I think Sign taps when the person is in hit stun is such a cool idea. Like, there are so many really, really sick things that Ori does. I think Ori's a little overtuned. I think Ori might be too good, but I think Ori has such a cool design. All right. Oh, wait, I need to finish Slap City. I think Fish Bungeon's just been done already. F special is Sign, right? Well, F special is throwing Sign forward. But you can charge Sign by just holding down, where you get the explosion version instead. And Sign pops are also sick. Like, there's so many cool things. I think Fish Bungeon is, while being cool, has just been done. It's just, what if we made Big Heavy Spacey? Pseudo Spacey, I forget what I called him. The fact that you have to build up money and then you have to cash out as a resource is so interesting. I'm gonna get roasted by Slap City fans, but I think this is the choice here. And then Jenny Fox is just a cool character. The comedy factor, you do. Fish Bungeon kind of clears. I don't. Dude, this is the only character with a super. And it's playing Solitaire. And I lost a bracket match by shooting Solitaire the wrong direction. I think Business Casual Man's more unique, and that's why I'm giving it to him. More unique and still comedic. All right, I don't know Nickelodeon well enough. Ooh, this is hard. I liked him for yo-yos, but I don't think that was good design. I think Macro might have been right. I think CatDog might just be the dude. Why is Orcane only HM? I don't know, because I put Ori up there. Who's an HM? I don't remember what Helga does. Someone said Helga, and I just don't remember what she does. And if I don't remember what you do, I think that's a bad sign. I bet if I just chose a character and put them in there, no one would question it. If I just chose a random character. You know what? We'll do Nigel. It's the comedy. Powdered Toast Man? I thought Powdered Toast Man felt too derivative. This is Nick 1. This is Nickelodeon 1. Invader Zim? Wouldn't we do Invader Zim for 2? Man, I wish I played more of this game. Garfield and Nasby 1. Right, but I want to do Garfield for Nasby 2. I know that I want to do Garfield for being a combination of the two space animals. Jimmy for 2? Wait, I don't know enough about Jimmy, but PZA, or FPZA, you are... Sorry, FPZ, I can read your name correctly. FPZ, you are the one to tell me. Tell me why Jimmy should be 2. Yes, no, I know you're FPZ. I just couldn't read. You think Zimin 2 has more competition than Zimin 1? I just haven't played these games quite enough. And when I did, I played characters that I'm like, they're fun to play, but they're boring. They're not exciting in any way. 2 got Beavers, Jimmy, Rocksteady, Zuko, Reptar. There's so much to choose from. Tell me why Jimmy deserves it for 2, because I don't know anything about Jimmy in 2. The engine itself is so wild. I'm down because FPZ has won nationals for this game. Like, or I believe has. I'm down to put Jimmy in for 2. Just off of the first times I felt really swappable character between him and Godart. All right. You can wobble as one character. Wait, is that good design or bad design then? You can shoot a Nikita, but program it before you shoot. Interesting. All right, I'm down to give it to Jimmy. I'm down to give it. That's chat's vote then. I still need an HM for both games. I'm going to give it to Garfield for 2 because I think combining the 2 different space animals is so interesting. Like, that's just a fun idea. I forgot that's what Jimmy was in this game. Who do I give it for 1? You type out flies before you send it. Oh, I did know that. I did know that. Yeah. I forgot about that. God, who gets it in 1? Who gets HM in 1? One I never played. Oh, I thought you did play 1. Okay. Do I give it to Lucy just because I think the flying coffin's fun? I don't think she's the best designed. You know what? Basic answer. Basic answer. You made Puff. You made Puff. Is that 64 Ness in the top row? It is indeed. I think 64 Ness is the best designed character in 64. Why is Garfield not derivative? He is, but like so many characters in this game are derivative. I also think the fact that you've combined multiple versions of Space Animal into the one. Like when so many characters are derivative, I don't know what else to do. All right, multiverses. Superman having aerial command grabs that you could kill off was interesting. This is not my like decisions. I'm just putting up the characters that I think could be contentions. I think LeBron is still one of the most interesting characters in any platform fighter. I stand on business for that one. Shaggy was just a meme. I didn't enjoy how Steven played. I do agree that this character also. The fact that you are fighting yourself and just accidentally harming the other person's great. Iron Giant literally broke the game multiple times. This character stopped functioning. I thought eventually we got down to like all these characters basically do the same thing. I thought Arya was really cool, at least on release. Powderpuff Girls? Yeah, but they were so broken. They were so broken. Like, they had, like, 5 different infinites, is the crazy part. Batman also was pretty cool, just for being basic. This is definitely on the tier list of someone who played release multiverses and not further on. I thought Batman was very interesting, despite being very fundamentally sound. Okay, so who do we move up? I mean, I think LeBron is one of the most interesting characters ever put in a platform fighter. I don't know how to ignore that. Stevens for being a support character. I think that is a fault of multiverses, not a fault of, not a like benefit or a fault of Steven. That support characters haven't really existed before. I think I give it to Tom and Jerry. I think I give it to Tom and Jerry. For the same reason that Macro actually had them up top. That feels good to me. I don't like that there's one character in each row. Like one extra character looks bad. All right, I won't have time to do more. I thought we were gonna watch the worst designed character, but we did not have time. It took longer than this to make it. Instead, do we want to try to rate in here instead of it being in order? Or can I change, like, the size of the row? No, I can't. Okay. Ooh. Oh, man. Choosing... If I put these out of order at all, it suddenly becomes so hard for me to decide. If I have to rank, like, in here, which are the best and worst... Because then I'd have to be like, Falcon is the best designed character in platform fighter history, and I don't think that's true. I want to keep this just per game, or else it just becomes evil. All right. I'm going to keep this for now. I will keep this up on my computer so that I can finish doing this tier list later when we put in the worst characters. Actually, you know what? We've got 15 minutes. I'm not going to do worst designed. We can do the most forgettable, though. We can do most forgettable. Who is the character that I just am straight up like, I forgot you were in this game? Take a screenshot and recreate it? Nah. The Mies? Thank you, Subaru Impreza WRX STI. Okay, let's start with 64. Man, who do I give this to? Luigi was just Mario with up B Spike. Not Spike, up B Sweet Spot. Like, it wasn't until Melee that Luigi had anything different. Although maybe that makes Luigi the worst designed character. Oh dear. Oh dear. Don't count on cookie saving. I'm gonna keep the screen up still. I always forget Puff is in 64. It really is just Kirby with rest. I don't even know what Samus does in 64. Samus, it was the first character that you had like a charge. And Link also threw a lot of items. You know what? I'm down to give it to Puff. Puff in 64 is just Kirby, but with rest and worse. Multiverse has had several faults, but character design usually isn't one of them. I agree with that. I for sure agree with that. For most forgettable, you gotta go with the character that's decently designed but doesn't stand out. Yeah, I can't go with the worst designed character. Just the character that I'm like, oh, right, you are in this game. Okay, Melee. Puff, Mewtwo, Game & Watch, Marth, Roy, Peach, Yoshi, DK, Ganon, Ness. Because worst designed is different. Pikachu and Melee? Maybe I'm just biased because I watch competitive Smash. And I've commentated like Axe and J-Chu sets and things like that. I think Bowser's super boring in Melee. But I don't want to go with worst. Bowser might be the worst designed. Doc? No, I think Doc is actually really interesting. I would put Mario there over Doc. Do I put Mario there over Doc? Do I do that? Zelda, but I'm worried that Zelda and Ganon might be worse designed, not just most forgettable. That's the question. I think Melee Ness is so boring. It's crazy how they ruined that character from Melee to, or from 64 to Melee. Link? Because Young Link is there? Melee changes so much. I think I do Link. Because I would always go for Young Link over Link, even though like I know that we have Aklo now and stuff like that. I think Link is just the most boring. Most forgettable. My heart wants to put Ness, but that's just because I'm jaded on how dirty they did him, because he felt so good in 64 and feels so bad. And then like PM makes him fun again. Most forgettable in Brawl. Most forgettable in Brawl. Echo is the only thing that keeps that character relevant. You're right, and that's why I feel better about putting Link there. It's not Melee Samus. Guys, there's no way Melee Samus is the most forgettable character. Brawl. Is it also Link again? Who else is here? Who else is here? It might be Link again. Or Brawl. Could it be Brawl Bowser? Brawl Wolf? It's not Brawl Wolf. My goodness, this is a tall order. Well, I was going to do worst design, but we don't have time. So I'm trying to fire through most forgettable. Brawl Luigi? I don't know a thing about Brawl Luigi. You might be right. God, Brawl Luigi or Brawl Game & Watch? When was it that Luigi got fully, like, updated? Was that 4 or was that Brawl? Where Luigi got turned into, like, Ultra Grappler Plumber. That's a good pick. Which was a good pick? I said, like, 4 characters. Brawl Luigi? I think. It was also Smash 4. It was also Smash 4. It's that I couldn't remember if it was Smash 4 or Brawl. All right, we're doing Luigi. Negative zone. Oh, you're right. I mean, I'm not going to be able to consider Final Smashes. All right, most forgettable in Alt. Or, sorry, Smash 4. There's Corrin. There's Bowser. Bowser's not the most forgettable in 4. Lucario had Rage and Aura. That was rough. Luigi was a menace suddenly. Mario was Up Tilt King. Rob was really good in Smash 4. Rob was constant in, like, Smash 4 and Alt. Wii Fit? Ooh, you might be right. You might be right. Regular Pit? Oh! Regular Pit versus Dark Pit. I think I read somewhere that, like, Dark Pit was the least played character ever in any Smash game. Giving it to Regular Pit over Dark Pit is very funny, though. I'm so down to choose one of these two. Because they are exactly a clone, except for, like, one thing. What do you search for when finding this list? I searched for platform fighter character tier lists, and it was, like, one of them on there. And then I did this, because we watched the best designed characters in Platform Fighters from Macro, and we were going to watch the worst designed, but I'm running out of time, so we're saving that for the second stream. Oh, and this was just every Platform Fighter. So, get rid of those. Oh, what is this one? Oh, this is just games again. Got it. Coin flip. If it's Pit or Dark Pit. Heads, it's Pit. Tails, it's Dark Pit. Okay, wait. That we didn't even do a full animation. All right, Dark Pit. Dark Pit is the edge. You know, you're right. Dark Pit has the edginess. The only, but okay, but the thing is, the only reason you would even choose Dark Pit is because you know about Pit. I don't think I can say least memorable. All right. Alt. And I do have to go through these faster. Alt. Echoes for alt. One of every echo is always more favorable than the other. Alt Toon Link? Oh, you're right. Everyone only plays alt Young Link. I don't know if I've ever seen alt Toon Link. There's too many Links in this game. I think choosing Dark Samus over Samus is too easy. I don't know if I've ever seen Toon Link in this game in competitive play. Let me double check. Let's scan through everybody else. Everyone else has a reason to exist. Yeah, I'm giving it to Toon Link. That is an easy choice for me, actually. I'm not including Echo Fighters because that's too easy, even though that's basically what it was for Smash 4. Toon Link is considered the best Link at the moment? Really? All right, PM. Oh, this is hard. I don't think any PM character is most forgettable. Who do I choose? Mario, maybe? Just because it's Mario in a platform fighter game? Sigma and Level 1 Erasure. I mean, I don't know who they are, so true. PMDDD? It's not PMDDD. It's not PMDDD. PM Yoshi, maybe? I don't know who to give this to in PM. I don't think anybody's that forgettable. It feels like the perfect cast list size. PM Puff? Oh, yeah, you're right. It's PM Puff. You're right. That character just doesn't do a thing. I literally thought this Puff was for the next game on the list. Oh, wait, it is for... No, wait, no. What is this weird Pikachu? You're right. It's Puff. It's PM Puff. You're right. Rivals 1. The most forgettable character. It's hard with such a small roster. Malo? Just because no one played Malo? But people remember Malo. Eliana? Yeah, but Eliana was so unique. Palm? I don't want to give it to Palm, but it might be Palm. I really, really like Palm. I think it's Malo or Palm, right? Right? That's the game? I know. Who's the... Yeah, Palm is just the most like other characters. Yeah, right. But the fact that he is Shovel Knight, you said maybe Shovel Knight, all he had was Bear. The fact that he had Shovel Knight in the game and that there was the shop means it cannot be Shovel Knight. Like, the fact that Shovel Knight was in the game at all. Most forgettable character in Rivals 2. Ooh, this is hard. Raster? I see everyone else way more. Mad recency bias. For which one? Because I probably agree with you. Maybe Locks? I don't think it's Locks. Frog? No one plays the Frog. That is not true. That is not true. I see the Frog so much. I think it's Raster until they, like, settle down on a design for him. Like, until they decide on a design, I think they just keep changing it. Slap City, I feel mean saying, because I just don't know any of the characters well enough. I think she was super forgettable, honestly. I forget her name, but she, like, shot darts and, like, had pills. Just Rasters. I'm just saying they keep reworking Slipstream. Rivals 1 and 2 were super hard to choose. They were super hard to choose. Okay, Nick, I can literally just go through and be like, I didn't know you were in this game. I think it's Rocco, because I did not know that Rocco was in this game. Yeah, I didn't know he was in the video game, so I think I have to choose Rocco. There's the Roy to Remedy's Marth. Which one was Freylan? Now she's most forgettable. She's fine. It's just... You're right. If there was a Roy version, then I'll give it to the other one then. Is that this one? Wojo, is that Frowlin? I don't even know who this is, so I guess... Black hair, headband. That's the one I just did. Oh, up here. All right. There we go. Okay. Oh, I have to finish up soon for D&D. All right. Who did I not know was in NASB 2? Honestly, I recognize all these characters. I forgot she was in NASB 2. There's a couple characters. It's April, which is a shame. I was thinking it was April. MVS most forgettable is Arya. I think that is mad personal bias. I don't think Arya is that forgettable. I want to say it's Raindog, but Raindog is not forgettable in the fact that it is the only original character. I feel like it's Gizmo, right? Or whatever this dude's name is. Banana Guard? Oh, it might be Banana Guard. No one cares. Beetlejuice would also be decent. Yeah, I think it's got to be, but they literally designed this character in like a week. Is a joke character forgettable? I think so, if they don't do a great job with it. All right, I do got to get going, or else my D&D campaign will kill me in the campaign. So let's find someone to raid, and then we are going to finish this stream later. We're going to finish this stream on a different day. All right. Ooh, it's like not loading modules for me. My stream manager is broken. What is going on? Let me raid. We might not be able to raid anybody. Can I open it up in Chrome instead of Firefox? What's your character? Are you the DM? I am a character. I am a wild magic barbarian Undine. Just like a fish person. It's sick. We are all pirates. There we go. Okay, it's working here. Let's go to following. Who do I know? Salt. Oh. All right. Salt. She's sick, but she's also rages a lot. Wow, I don't know. There's not many people I know that are live right now. Is there anybody streaming Rivals? Barely anybody's live. That's crazy. All right. I think we raid. Oh, raid. The monthly of Aether is going on right now. Yeah, go watch the monthly of Aether. I was going to commentate this, but I can't commentate it because I'm doing. I can't commentate it because I'm doing this. Because I'm doing What was I gonna? Because I'm doing D&D. That's the only reason I said to say no to commentating. All right, go watch the monthly of Aether. And I will see you all probably tomorrow, really, for the finale of this stream, where I do the worst design character. All right, raid, and good night.